Can a strong mission be the secret weapon behind building a successful business? Today, I want to unpack how defining your why transform everything from your team's motivation or your individual motivation to your overall bottom line. So stick around because I want to share real stories, some actionable tips, and some steps to creating a mission that truly matters for you, the business owner. I don't want you to miss this. What's up, guys? I'm Jarod Lehn, founder of Socialtopia, and this is Fit for Business, episode 66. So whether you guys are an entrepreneur, a business owner, marketer, or just somebody who happens to get caught in the scroll while seeing my clips, maybe you're just, looking to lay a strong foundation for your brand. Whatever the case may be, I think this episode is for you. I want to take a closer look at the power of a strong mission statement, a mission, right? Why it's not just about a catchy phrase. I say this all the time, right? There's a lot of businesses out there who have their core values, their mission statements branded all over their website. But what does it actually mean? What does it actually entail, right? And it's about setting the tone for your decisions, right? Shaping your brand's identity, right? And connecting with your audience in a way that truly matters and overall just resonates, right? So today I really want to break down the purpose of a mission statement, how it influences from everything from your branding to your decision making, and guide you, if you need that, the steps to craft maybe a mission that is inspiring. Whether you're building something brand new, maybe you want to refine, right, your brand's driving purpose. What gets you going? What is your mission? What is going to get you jacked up, ready to go? That's what I'm hoping to put in this episode during the next 15 minutes or so, with some stories that I've dealt with, some tips, that can kind of like shape your confidence. So listen, watch along, let's get at it. If you guys know this already, great. If you don't, in my opinion, this is what a mission means to me, right? It's far more than just a line in your About Us section when you head to your website, right? Or your About Us in your Facebook profile or your LinkedIn profile, wherever your About Us section is, right? It's really the heartbeat and the identity of your brand, right? Whether you're an individual brand, you, the person, are the brand. If you work for a specific business that sells a product or a service, it defines you, right? Your why, right? If you follow Simon Sinek, his book is fantastic, Finding Your Why, right? That's what this guy lives, eats, and breathes and does every single day for big operations, big businesses, gives keynote speaking, TED Talks, the whole works. He's really a genius. I love him. Guiding your everything decision making, right, to even customer interactions. Brands with a clear mission, I feel, operate with a purpose and a really definitive intention, which often translates to stronger performance, right, and a deeper customer loyalty. So let's talk about that, right? A mission gives you a business sense of a direction. It kind of is like, all right, here's our map, here's our guide, and your mission falls in line with that, right? Ensuring that every action aligns with hopefully your core values and what your long-term goals are, right? What's the long-term play? If you guys are familiar with Patagonia, one of my favorite brands, right? Outerwear company, right? Jackets, sweatshirts, hats, gloves, boots, everything that works. Their mission, this is their mission, right? We're in business to save our home planet. That's their mission, hands down. We're in business to save our home planet. It goes beyond words, right? They're really creating a powerful connection with environmentally conscious consumers. Let's flip the script. Similarly, Tesla's driving purpose, right? To accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. That's their mission. It does more than define their vision, right? It disrupts industries while building a forward-looking identity that resonates with their audience, right? And promotes innovation. Without a clear mission, I think businesses really risk moving aimlessly or blending into a crowded marketplace, right? Let's face it. Without unifying a purpose, it's easy to lose focus, make disjointed decisions, or fail to even stand out, right? A well-crafted mission doesn't just position your brand for success. It really creates a foundation that inspires action and really fosters trust fosters trust internally and externally, right? Ensuring, ensuring you remain not only relevant, but let's face it, also memorable, because that's the goal. We all want to be remembered. And a mission serves as your brand's moral compass, right? The moral compass, offering clarity and even the toughest decisions, right? It acts as a guiding light to help you weigh opportunities and challenges, even, right? For instance, should you take on a profitable project that conflicts with your core values? Or what partnerships align with your brand? What do they stand for? With a strong mission, you can confidently say yes or no without hesitation, right? Ensuring every decision reflects your purpose and builds long-term trust with your audience, right? And consistency is key with your branding. And your mission ensures you deliver it across all your touch points, right? From your logo to your tone of your voice, everything should reflect your purpose, right? So, a brand committed to sustainability should incorporate eco friendly materials in its packaging, right? Using green focused messaging and maintain authenticity in their social media posts, right? Because when your mission shines through in every detail, you build trust, which directly fosters loyalty from your audience time and time again. And the mission, it really deepens the connection between your brand and the audience again, right? Today's consumers, they're smart, right? They aren't just buying products, they're investing in values that they resonate with, right? A compelling story is one of the strongest ways to share your mission, right? So, for example, if you work with local businesses, storytelling through consistent video content is really going to really going to elevate its reputation and make the narrative 10 times more impactful, right? Because when you can communicate your mission effectively, you're not just selling a product or the service. You invite people to be a part of your purpose, right? I don't remember when the time frame was, but we have two children, and my wife at some point got fixated on this one clothing line. Clothing line is called Kite Baby. Like a kite, you go fly a kite. That's the name of it, Kite Baby. She got so infatuated with this brand that forever I can remember, and she still does, she only seeks to purchase their products. Now, I don't have it in front of me. Now, I'm going to have to look it up in the middle of this podcast because I wasn't intended to talk about it. But here we are talking about it. Kite Baby clothes. Let's see if they have a mission statement. Because I wonder what, so their clothing, Kite Baby, is made from bamboo, excuse me. That is the material that they make for all their clothing. And don't get me wrong, it's very soft, it's very comfortable. And I'm trying to see like what their mission statement is. Here you go. This is why people, I think, like mothers, are so infatuated. Not to mention, like, the product is very good. Don't get me wrong. It's a little overpriced, in my opinion. But they have a program called Kite Baby Cares. I'm looking on their website. So basically, at their website, it says every month they're proud to donate a portion of their proceeds to NICUs across the United States through Kite's Care. Now, nominate your NICU program. Now, and I could see this for a lot of mothers, including my wife herself, because our child was in a NICU, our firstborn. This hits home on so many different emotional levels. So not only is their clothing probably very not what you're used to seeing, like with Oshkosh, B'gosh, or all these other brands. The clothing's very soft. We buy blankets. She buys everything. But now they have Kites Cares, where they're giving money donations to NICU programs across the entire country. So you blend the two together, where you have the comfortability from like the sportswear, the bedwear, the apparel, right? And then you have the emotional connection. It's brilliant, right? Moving along, in this case, their mission, boom, their proceeds go to the NICU program, right? And a well-defined mission doesn't just guide your brand; it really equips you through change. At the end of the day, businesses that anchor these decisions, these strategies, and actions in a clear mission often find themselves weathering challenges, right? Probably more effectively. They build a stronger connection. An example, for instance, with this program I just mentioned, Kite Baby, right? And another instance, companies focus on long-term mission-driven goals, again, frequently outperform those chasing short-term wins, right? They don't just pivot out of desperation, but as a result of intentional value-based decisions, right? That approach ensures that they remain authentic and poised for sustainable growth, even when the marketplace shifts. Here's another example, right? Let's say it comes from a local construction company that we happen to work with my agency. When they first came to us, they were really struggling with unclear messaging. Their branding and their messaging was very inconsistent digitally, right? So by zeroing in on their mission, we were able to create a high quality, affordable space, right, that enhanced their audiences, right? We help them align them in real time with their strategies. This core purpose became their North Star, right? Essentially influencing everything from the client outreach to the way they presented themselves in their services through mission-focused storytelling in their video campaigns, right? And not only were they able to connect more, with their audiences, but they saw a significant increase in local trust and their reputation. Within a year, if not sooner, their authentic approach translated into, bigger contracts, bigger partnerships, and a deeper sense of purpose for their team. So what makes mission-led growth so impactful, right? Its ability to fuel authentic decisions that resonate. Here on the podcast, we've embraced this principle in our own way. I think every decision we make, from the topics we explore to the advice we share, aligns with our commitment to help entrepreneurs, business owners define, right, who they are, what they're trying to do, and their purpose. It's not just about providing information. It's about hopefully trying to inspire people to take rooted action, essentially what goes in hand with what you're doing. So whether you're pivoting, you're rebuilding, you're thriving, in this case, you have a clear mission, should transform into opportunities to grow, connect, and succeed. A mission is more than just a statement. It's the backbone of your brand's identity. It provides the clarity and the focus you need to guide your decisions and your actions, ensuring you move align, ensuring every move aligns with your purpose. Beyond internal benefits, a mission cultivates an emotional connection with your audience, right? When people understand, what you stand for and why it matters, they're more likely to trust you, right? They're more likely to become loyal advocates of your brand. This kind of connection, right, goes beyond a transactional thing. Fosters long-term relationships that are rooted in shared values and purpose. So, having a mission not only empowers you to make a lasting impact in solely terms of profit, but it also helps you to contribute meaningfully to your community or your industry, right? So for those who haven't defined their mission, this is your call to action, right? Listening to this episode. Take 20 minutes, take the whole goddamn day to reflect on what drives you. What problems are you solving? What do you want your business to stand for? Now take that, draft that first version, even if it's a work in progress. Remember this, a clear and compelling mission, my God. Remember, a clear and compelling mission doesn't just define where your brand is headed, right? It inspires others to be a part of your journey now. That's what we have for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed what you heard. And if you did, do us a favor, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. And also, if you're listening on Spotify, we'd really appreciate to follow along as well. We will see you on the next episode, the upcoming weeks. We're really excited to bring guests back here to the Fit for Business podcast. We'll see you next time.